Hey everyone, so in today's video, I'm gonna go over the top 10 hooks that you could use right now to go viral on TikTok in 2023. It's pretty hard to keep track of what's working nowadays since every single day there's a new trend being made. And so after studying the platform for a while now, I've compiled a list of the top performing hooks that you could use. Now, before I get into this list of hooks that you could use, I don't recommend copying them exactly to go viral. And so when you find something on TikTok that you can also use for your video, you should use that as inspiration and then make it unique to your style. This will allow you to stay authentic, which is super important for a platform like TikTok, where viewers actually value raw content and stuff that they can relate to. So yeah, don't copy these word for word. Go ahead and change them up a bit before you use them in your videos. Okay, starting off with the first one, and that is, I will never blank after learning this. And so an example of this would be something like, I will never do my laundry the same after learning this, or I will never be the same after learning this. This is a pretty vague sentence that you could say, and especially if you couple it with something in the day-to-day of most people's lives, this will make a lot of people curious and make them want to watch the video. So for example, doing your laundry is something that people do every day, and it's a mundane task that a lot of people don't think about. But because you say it in that phrase, it actually makes it a lot more interesting. And so the viewers are left thinking like, hey, what did this person discover about doing laundry? All right, so the next one is, I'll show you how to get the best blank of your life. This one's a pretty basic hook, so you're gonna have to make the video about something interesting. And so the video that I saw was one where the guy said, hey, I'll show you how to have the best museum date of your life. This is something that's pretty unique, right? Like not everybody is talking about museum dates, but if you say it in a format that's similar to this, it's definitely gonna cause them to stop and be like, well, if I were to go on a museum date one day, maybe I'd wanna know what's in this video so that I could do that. I could see this being very good for a lot of travel videos. So you could say something like, hey, I'll show you the best places to eat in Tokyo, Japan, or something like that, where you can give the viewer information about something that a lot of people don't know about. So that's definitely gonna pique their interest and their curiosity. And as a result, they're gonna wanna watch the rest of your video. The next hook is starting your video off with, this is gonna blow your mind. This one's kind of cool because you can have different approaches to this. You could say it very slow and suspenseful.
I'm about to tell you something that's gonna blow some of your guys' minds.
Or you could say it super fast and get right in front of the audience's face.
This is gonna blow your mind.
This is a great hook and it works all the time, but it's also very simple, right? Like if somebody walks up to you and says, this is gonna blow your mind, you're definitely gonna be curious and you're gonna wonder what they're gonna say next. The only thing about this one though is that it's a little bit hard to execute because you actually have to say something that will surprise them. And so the second sentence that you say after you say this is gonna blow your mind is very important. If you say something that doesn't blow their mind, they're gonna scroll, but if you do say something that blows their mind, that's when you're gonna see this hook really work its magic. All right, the next one is exposing the blank people in blank. An example of this would be exposing the shadiest people on TikTok, or something like exposing the smartest people on YouTube. That sort of has some contrasts in the sentence. But yeah, for the most part, this hook is gonna work really well for people that love drama, especially if they're really well-known people in the industry. If you talk about people like Logan Paul right now, that's definitely gonna get you some attention because of all the controversy that's around him. But yeah, a lot of people love gossip and drama, and so I've seen this hook work a lot of times and get millions of views on TikTok. The next hook is, all you need is blank, or you can go with something like, everybody's looking for blank. And so you could say something like, everybody's looking for the easiest way to make money, or something similar to that, where you're basically appealing to a fundamental human desire. If you think about what most people want, right? Most people want to make a lot of money, most people want successful relationships, and most people want fulfilling jobs where they feel like they're helping the world. So if you think about some of the most common things that people want, this can give you some ideas on how to hook them with their natural human desire. The next hook is, if you're lazy but still want blank, and this works really well, especially on a platform like TikTok. And that's because most people that are scrolling on TikTok are, one, feeling lazy at that moment, right? Nobody that's scrolling on TikTok is feeling productive. And two, everybody is also in a mindset of wanting short bursts of dopamine. And so if you could show them the easiest path to whatever desire that they want, then you're probably gonna get the person to watch the entire video and a lot of engagement. So this works really well if you're in the education space. And yeah, you can also just replace this with something else that's similar. So you could say something like, if you have no time but you want to start a YouTube channel, or if you're a busy entrepreneur and you want to hire a team. All of those are sort of excuses that will be relatable to the person. And so if you tell them like, hey, it is possible for you to reach that desired outcome even with this excuse, that will cause them to really want to watch the video. The next hook is more of a question, and this is, what's something people don't know about blank? This is great for interview style content on TikTok, and with this you could find somebody who's in a very specific industry, or they just have a lot of specific knowledge in an area. And what makes it even better is if the person that answers the question says something that's very controversial. A lot of times, if you're saying something that goes against the grain or goes against what's normally accepted in society, this will definitely surprise the audience and boost your engagement. I like to think of this as the Andrew Tate effect, where there was a time when he would say something that's definitely outrageous, but because he's able to connect it to his thought process, some of the audience is actually able to relate. And so yes, although it goes against what is normally accepted in society, some people will sort of understand where you're coming from. So yeah, this is something you could try if you make interview content on TikTok, or you could just use the other idea where you say something that's very controversial, but being controversial comes with some risks, so do with that as you please. The next hook is, I don't think people understand blank. For this, it's also really good if you find something that's kind of hidden, because the hook, it kind of makes you feel like you're being let in on a secret. And so if you can find something that most people don't know about, this will actually confirm the hook and cause people to watch the video. Now for this, I actually discovered it from a video where a person was saying, I don't think people understand how much real estate Oprah has. And this is pretty interesting, right? Because you don't really think about how much real estate Oprah has, but when somebody says that to you, it makes you kind of curious and you're like, oh wow, like how much real estate does she actually have? This also worked really well because in the comments, some people were fighting and debating. So yeah, this hook can work really well. You just have to make sure that it's actually something that's a secret. The next one is pretty similar, which is, am I the only one that didn't know this about blank? This lets people in on another secret, but it also gives people a sense of relatability. And so unlike the previous example of Oprah's real estate portfolio, this is a hook that you could use to talk about any day-to-day activity. And yeah, people on TikTok love watching videos that they can relate to. It's a great way to cause engagement because some people are going to comment and be like, hey, me too. And again, sometimes this could lead to a debate or an argument in the comments, but in the end, this will only help push your video out even more. And so there's been many times when people have been arguing in my comments, and because of that, the video just kept on going more and more viral. And the last hook on the list is, if you're a blank, you should probably check out why. This is a very specific call out, which can be a very good way to hook somebody into watching the rest of the video. And it's a very simple reason why as well. Most people get engaged when they feel like they're being talked to directly. So you could say something like, hey, if you're a busy mom, you should probably check out this recipe book, or something like, hey, if you're a content creator, you should probably use this AI tool to repurpose your content. So yeah, those are the top 10 hooks that you could use right now on TikTok to go viral. Again, I don't recommend stealing these word for word. Change them up a little bit to match with your niche. And also, it's not a bad idea to come up with original content from time to time. If you guys noticed, there were a few common themes between all of these hooks. One is that they made the viewer curious somehow, and two is that they were really relatable. So the next time that you come up with some ideas for your TikTok videos, try to incorporate some of these things into your hooks, and I guarantee you're gonna start seeing more traction on your videos. Anyways, if you wanna learn more about TikTok and how you can grow on social media, feel free to check out some of the other videos on this channel where I talk about some of the biggest tips and tricks that you can use. And yeah, I hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos just like this. We make a lot of how-to guides and tutorials dedicated to helping out new entrepreneurs as well as new content creators. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.